Bonjour everyone, and welcome to my channel, The Waves of Your Soul. In today's reading, we're going to be looking at what makes you special, what makes you amazing, and what is unique about you. So I'm super excited to do this reading for you. If you don't know how pick a card reading works, in front of you, you're going to find three piles. This is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, and this is pile number 3. All you have to do is connect to your inner knowing, to your intuition, to decide which is the pile that calls for you. If you're called to more than one pile, it means that there's a message in both piles for you to hear, and it's totally okay to listen to more than one. Now, once you've decided the pile that is meant for you, you can find in the description box below the timestamps for each reading. All you need to do is click on it and it will take you to your message. But for people who like to pick the piles with crystals, you will have seen I have added a crystal per pile. So for pile number 1 you have Amazonite, for pile number 2 you have citrine, and for pile number 3 you have amethyst. And finally, for people who like to take more time to pick their pile, I will insert a very quick 30-second meditation. And for anyone else, you can head straight to your reading, starting now. Okay, my pile number 1, as I mentioned in the introduction of the video, today we're going to be looking at what makes you special, what makes you amazing, what is unique about you. So we're going to start the reading with, we're going to put this one away, and we're going to start the reading by looking at those 3 cards right here, which represent what is unique about you, what are some of your unique key traits that make you strong, that are really strengths that you need to be empowered about. And we have magical powers, wow, joy, and happiness, good mood. Those are French cards, by the way, because if you couldn't tell from the accent, I am French, but from the pictures you can definitely tell, and I'm gonna translate them for you anyway. So, magical powers, joy, and good mood. So already straight away from what we've picked up around those cards, I can tell that for my pile number 1, what is unique about you is your ability to stay in a good mood despite challenges, despite difficult times, despite traumatic events. You have this ability to pick yourself back up and to look at the positive side. You're half full type of glass type of person, and you're definitely the kind of person who not only manages to look at the bright side, to look at the silver lining, but also you allow other people to do that as well. You help other people see the positive in their life, and I feel like there is a kind of person that just is very radiant. It gives a lot of light, gives a lot of love and happiness, and just makes other people around them feel good. You might have noticed that you're attracting certain people who potentially are more pessimistic than you, and that's because they're attracted to the fact that you have this ability to always look at the positive side, at what is working for you, not against you. And we have this really sense that even though you're not delusional, you're not naive, you definitely can tell when things are difficult and when things are tough, but you always have this ability to pull back into your gratitude practice and to realize that even though there might be some difficult things happening in your life, there are always some things to be grateful for, and by like cherishing those things and counting on those things and really nurturing them, it just allows you to get through those difficult times a lot easier than most people. So we have this really joyful, good mood kind of energy here. You're definitely not an emotional vampire. On the other side, you might have noticed that you have attracted emotional vampires in your life purely for the reason, like I was mentioning, they are attracted to your ability that you have to just feel good, to emanate light, and to make other people feel happy, to put a smile on other people's face. Now the other card that we had here is Magical Power, and that's it's a very interesting card. So Magical Power, you're gonna be like, hold on a minute, Marin, this is not Harry Potter, I'm not at Hogwarts. Okay, but we all have magical powers in some sort. They don't have to be, teleporting or telekinesis or making things float. It can be as simple as what we call clairs. So some of you might have some kind of psychic abilities that you're not aware of. And by psychic abilities, I'm talking clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and it's just those kind of intuitive abilities to pick up on certain things. It could be that you have a very developed gut feeling about people, situations, energy. It could be that you have very potent dreams, and your dreams usually are ways that your guides send you messages, and through dreams you realize a lot of things about your life and your subconscious. It could be that you have very strong clairvoyance, you see things sometimes before you go to bed, or you see synchronicities, or clairaudience, sometimes you hear messages, you hear confirmations. Whatever it is, there's something about you that is very unique in your sense of psychic abilities, magical powers. It could be also that you are very strong at manifesting, so you think about something and it happens, and it's something you need to really nurture and learn how to work with, because it's great to have very strong manifesting abilities. Everyone would want that, but you need to make sure that you are manifesting the right things, because if you have the ability to manifest things easily, even if you're not aware of it, it means that you can manifest good things and bad things. So you need to really pay attention to what you're thinking about, what you're putting your energy and attention and intention into, so that you only attract good things in your life. But because you are a very positive person and very joyful person, I feel like that's mostly, that's not a huge worry for you. My pile number 1, it's definitely, it's you know that you're gonna manifest good things in the end. You don't waste too much time thinking negatively about the worst case scenario, so that's definitely going in your favor. Your magical power could also be linked around your ability to make other people feel good, your ability to make people laugh, your ability to make people feel joyous, and your ability to look at life in a beautiful light. It's a gift to be able to look at life in a way that is positive, that is beautiful, that is nurturing, and to always think about what am I grateful for today. Even when you have the most rubbish days, the fact that you can always bring it back to, okay, but it could have been worse, there's still this beautiful thing that happened, I still had a really nice cup of coffee, I still saw this really cute bird, or my friend sent me a text. Whatever it is that you guys do to bring yourself back to this good mood, this happy place, it's definitely a magical power. It's something you need to be cherishing and nourishing. So really super interesting reading for my pile number 1. And now we're going to be using the Aquarian tarot, which is a very 70s classical, it's one of those really ride or die kind of tarot decks that's been around for quite a while. We're going to be using this one to check why people love you. Now that we know what makes you unique, what makes you special, let's have a look at why people love you, my pile number 1. Something you can take away to make you feel good. And we have the Lovers, okay, amazing. The Emperor, wow, major arcana cards. And the Queen of Swords, amazing. So let me bring those up. We have, like I mentioned, the Lovers, the Emperor, which is another major arcana cards, and then we have the Queen of Swords. So let me bring that up, and we'll put those here. So already with the Lovers, for me, the Lovers and the Emperor very much resonate to what we were talking about, in the sense that the Lovers doesn't necessarily mean romantic relationship and finding a lover. It really means more so attracting, equal love, whether that is from yourself, from others, and just it's the idea of what resonates with what you emit is gonna attract, is gonna come back to you, and it's this idea with the Lovers here because we've talked about your ability to make people feel good, your ability to make people feel happy, even if you don't realize it, it's really a true gift of you that you make people feel loved. You know, with the lovers, we have this idea that you make people feel comfortable. People are not on edge around you. You're not the kind of person that's going to give snarky comments that's going to make people feel on edge. And even if it's something you don't realize, people have the tendency to be attracted to you right away because you just make it easy for them to be themselves. With the lovers and the emperor, the first thing I heard was authenticity, because you're someone that is quite, I can sense, quite comfortable in your self, or even if you're not comfortable in your, you know, we're not talking necessarily body appearance here or anything like that, but in your soul, you know who you know what you love, you know what you don't love, and this ability as well helps others to make them feel like they can be authentically themselves, just the same. Sorry, that was a mouthful. What I mean by that is that other people around you feel like they can be themselves, they feel like they don't have to wear a mask. The emperor is an archetype that is very powerful, that is very expensive, and that he rules his empire, but he's very strong-minded, not in the way that he's imposing on anyone, but he lets others join him because he's such a good leader that other people join him naturally. So why people love you, my pile number one, is because not only do you make people smile and make them feel comfortable and make them feel good about themselves, you also make them feel like you can set an example for them, that you can be there for them, that you can be a leader. So I feel like for my pile number one, there might be some of my fire sign over here, there might be some Aries, some Sagittarius, but also some Capricorn. I'm getting Capricorn energy in the Emperor vibe, which is very like, you know, they have no hesitation to get stuff done, and other people naturally will be attracted to them as a leader. So let me know in the comment. Of course, this can be applied to any signs, but just putting it out there if it resonates with you. The Queen of Swords here is another reason why people love you, is your ability to cut through bullshit and to cut through the fog, and to just be direct, to take clear made decision, to not beat around the bush. Your ability to have logical thinking. You are not one to spend so much time deciding things. You have the ability to really cut through, you know, and not, like I was saying, not beat around the bush and just take the decision. You have the ability to weigh things up. You do weigh things up. You're not rushed, you know, you're not the kind of like impulsive person that will take impulsive decision. You will weigh them up, but you won't take ages doing so, and when you've decided something, it's done. It's already done. It's very rational, logical, strategic, and people feel like they can rely on you for advice because you give very good advice. You have the ability to see things for what they are, to not get too bogged down around the emotional ifs and whatnots and all of that. You have the ability to rely on your logical mind to help them make decisions. So with this Emperor, Lovers, and Queen of Swords, I'm getting also a strong sense of potentially you are very good at counseling. Some of you work in the counselors, teachers, therapists, healers, all of that stuff. It could also be that, you know, you are, especially, you know, we've had joy, good mood, all of that, magical powers. So some of you, that might be the kind of career you're into. There's this idea that you have the ability to help people help themselves, and that's why they love you. That's what makes you unique. And you know, it's a beautiful energy. So I love that for my pile number one. Now let's have a look at what do you need to be more proud of, what makes, you know, something about you that makes you special, that makes you amazing, that you really need to cherish more, you really need to be more proud of. Maybe it's something you don't even know about yourself, and yet it's something that once, you know, we look at it, you'll be like, wow, I really didn't know I have this hidden strengths, and I can be proud of it. So this card right here is gonna tell us what you need to be more proud of, and we'll pull one or two cards from the tarot to confirm. And we have the Warrior. Beautiful. Okay, so something you need to be more proud of, my pile number one, is your ability. Look at this phoenix, it's gorgeous. And we have Thrive, you know, she's wearing her firefighter outfit. She's like super proud of herself, empowered, thriving, resilient. It's a beautiful card. So Already for my pile number 1, the first thing we see with this archetype on what you need to be more proud of is your resilience. Is maybe because you're always in a, not always in a good mood, but because you have this, you give this vibe of to people that you know, you have the ability to be smiling quite a lot, you make people feel comfortable, you are quite a joyous person naturally. Maybe people feel like they might have the supposition that you know, you don't actually go through difficult things, or when you do go through difficult things, maybe people don't realize it because you're so good at making other people feel good that they don't realize you might be struggling. But what you need to realize, my pile number 1, we have this card here, is that you're actually super resilient. You're super resilient. You have this kind of inner strength that is rooted in authenticity and also vulnerability. It is not the kind of strength that is imposing. It's this kind of strength that comes from knowing our shadows and our light, knowing who our true self is, knowing what is our vulnerability, what is our authenticity, what is our true self, and using that to get through whatever comes with smile on our face, because we know that no matter what, we know who we are and we know we are our own inner compass. So you have a huge strength, my pile number 1, that maybe is hidden underneath this kind of like happy times, positive vibes exterior, and that warrior-like energy comes from, I'm guessing, you know, this is what I'm getting from the reading, the fact that you might have gone through a lot of traumatic stuff, my pile number 1. You've gone through a lot of, you know, heavy stuff in your life, and instead of that beating you down and making you feel a victim, you've used that to fuel your warrior-like energy and to fuel your ability to be grateful for the little things and to fuel your ability to look at life on a more positive note and to make people feel good and to make them feel secure around you and comfortable, because you've gone through some difficult things. And you know, with the warrior, we have the phoenix here, which is this idea of you know, like rebirthing from the flames, and I'm getting this resurrection idea, that maybe you've gone through some kind of resurrection in your life, in the sense of you've gone through something quite difficult over a period of time, and it has changed you into the person you are now, who is thriving, who is a warrior, but who doesn't have to keep fighting because they know their strengths. They don't have to go out there and fight. They just know that they have that inner strength inside them that is ready to be used whenever necessary. So beautiful archetype for my pile number 1. Let's pull one more card to wrap up the reading. The Empress. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. So really, with this warrior-like energy, I get the sense that for my pile, let me do that, there you go. For my pile number 1, it's not a warrior-like energy where you feel like you have to keep fighting, you have to keep going to war. It's just that everything you've gone through, you know that it's made you stronger, you know that it's made you resilient, and you can rely on your ability to get through whatever comes next now, because you have the tools, you have the experience, you have you know, all the knowledge, all the power necessary to get through it. And with the Empress here, it's this beautiful idea of receiving abundance, of knowing our worth, of receiving love, receiving all the blessings because we know we deserve it. And this is what makes you special and amazing, my pile number 1. So if you enjoyed this reading, please don't hesitate to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, let me know in the comments if the reading resonated. I super appreciate it. And until my next video, I am sending you lots and lots of good vibes, and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye! Welcome to your reading, my pile number 2. As I mentioned in the introduction, today we're going to be looking at what makes you special, what makes you unique, what makes you amazing, all of that good stuff, getting some compliments from the universe. And if you chose pile number 2 or the citrine, then this is going to be the reading for you. So to start off, we're going to put that on the side for later, and we're going to be starting with those 3 cards right here, which are going to represent what is unique about you. So let's have a look. We have let go, lâcher prise in French. We have fertility, or fertilité in French, and we have destiny or destin. This deck is in French because if you couldn't have guessed it from the very heavy accent, I am French. But I'm gonna translate them for you, and you can see from the words that it's quite similar. So destiny, fertility, and let go. Okay, so what makes you unique, my pile number 2? Already, we have destiny and let go. Those two here for me resonate in the sense that you have a very strong ability to not get too bogged down by the daily stuff that can be heavy to some other people. You have the ability to let go on the heavy things, the heavy patterns, and to that may be repeating in your life. And really, I sense the idea that for you, my pile number 2, the first thing I heard was like shadow masters. And what I mean by that is that you have a very strong capacity, whether you're aware of it or not, to get to know yourself, the good, the ugly, the light and the shadow, so that you may be the most empowered human being possible. This is a pile, my pile number 2, of the people who are not afraid to look at all of them, to work on themselves, to try and become better people, better human beings, so that they in turn can become better ancestors. This is the kind of people, for my pile number 2, I sense you are the people who are trying to heal themselves on an emotional level, physical level, spiritual level. I can sense for my pile number 2, you are quite in tune with your soul already. You might be doing a lot of shadow work, you might be doing a lot of counseling work or therapy work, or what, you might be doing some meditation, some yoga, some journaling, whatever it is. You already are doing a lot of self-development work. Or if you haven't started yet, it's definitely something that would resonate with you, because you have this ability to go into the depths of yourself, to look at really all of you, the part of you, and to heal huge parts of you that maybe other people would never want to look at because they would be scared, they would feel like they don't want to. Whereas you have the bravery and courage to actually try and work on yourself all the possible ways. And also I'm hearing a lot of like generational healing. So maybe for my pile number 2, for some of you anyway, you were in your generational line, in your lineage, you were chosen to heal a lot of the trauma that comes from your ancestors, and you're the person that actually was given the tools, was given the abilities, was given the inner knowing to heal a lot of traumatic patterns or a lot of experiences patterns, challenges and blockages that come from not you but generations before you. And you are the person that's going to be able to heal yourself, and by doing that you will heal your whole generational line, all the people coming before you. And this is a beautiful gift, your ability to go down into yourself, to look at yourself, to look at your soul, to do this soul work, this healing work, this shadow work, because a lot of people would not want to do it because they're scared, they're cowards, they just don't feel like they have the time, and they're just living in superficial land. They don't want to go into anything deep. Whereas with you, my pile number 2, I can sense you're not afraid to have deep conversation, you're not afraid to think about the serious stuff about life, to think about like the meaning of life, spiritual thoughts, emotional digging, like doing a lot of like intuitive work, spiritual work. I'm getting Pisces energy for this pile, and a lot of like Saturn energy, and also Neptune, Pluto energy. This ability to go down into the depths of ourselves, and it's part of your destiny, because we have destiny here, and it says that definitely part of your destiny is to get to know yourself, all the parts of you, do the personal work, get into maybe more spirituality, which is maybe something that you don't at the start of your life or early on. Maybe it was something that was not appealing to you at all, but maybe as you're getting older, you're realizing that spirituality is really calling for you. Or maybe some of you were raised in a certain faith, and then you realize that actually that certain faith didn't quite resonate, but you still want to have some kind of spiritual practice, and you've kind of like finding what works for you, what resonates with you, finding your own path. And by doing that, I can sense that some of you will eventually become mentors, will become healers, will become you're going to share, you're going to accumulate a lot of knowledge with this like destiny and letting go. There's this ability to gather a lot of knowledge from personal experience, from learning from others as well, and that in turn could help some of you to become coaches or healers yourself, to help other people walk the shadow path, to heal. And it's beautiful. Now the other card we had in the middle right here was fertility. So around what makes you unique, we have this fertility card, and here we're not talking about babies, but we're really talking about creativity. You have this ability to, whatever you're doing can be very fertile, and you might not realize that, but it's this ability that whenever you're starting a project, it could take off. You could have you are very creative. You have this ability to make things out of nothing. Some people might say you're like a MacGyver, like you have this ability to make things out of not much, and you manage to scrape things together and make something beautiful. It could be in cooking, in gardening, in drawing, in actual DIY, like whatever you guys do, whatever is your thing, whether it's dancing, poetry, whatever it is, like pottery, there's something that you are very good at that actually comes naturally to you in the creative field, where you can really create something out of not much, whereas other people would need a lot more time, a lot more effort, a lot more practice. For you it comes naturally, and you really need to rely on this creative side of yourself. And if you haven't explored that creative side of yourself, then this is a universe way, this particular reading, of letting you know you are more creative than you think. And actually just try it. Try to do things with your hands. Try to pick up whatever has been calling you, making music, whatever it is. There's something, or even you could there might be many little different hobbies that are calling for you to explore your creativity, or you could make something for yourself, because with this fertility it means that whatever you're planting will grow, and then you will be able to harvest it. So if you think of fertile ground, it means that whatever seeds we're planting in that ground will bloom. And so you really need to cherish this ability that you have to have, that creativity, this fertility, because it could allow you to create side hustles, maybe make your own business, create your own business for some of you, or maybe for some of you will be create their families, create this new charity, whatever it is. There's some things waiting for you to birth into the world. You will birth things into the world, and not necessarily like I said, babies and families. Also for some of you, if it's something that you're really wanting to do, then we have this fertility card here like highlighting it. But it's this idea that there is something that is waiting for you to birth it into the world, a project, a side hustle, a business, a music album, a poetry, a book, paintings, whatever it is. You are gonna be creating something, and it will bloom and it will be beautiful. So that's part of what makes you unique, my pile number 2, and that's amazing. I can't wait to know what you all create, what you all birth. Please let me know in the comments if it's something that's already in the works, because I'd love to know. Okay, now we're going to be looking at why people love you as part of what makes you amazing, what makes you special. And we'll be using the Aquarian tarot, which is a 70s tarot deck. It's a kind of like really classic ride or die tarot. And I wanted to use that today to check why people love you, my pile number 2. Oh, okay, we have Temperance, beautiful. We have the Hierophant, and we have the Page of Cups. The Aquarian tarot, it's like it's been there for a long time, so you don't have to ask it much before it speaks. It's like that with all tarot decks. They've been around, they know what they want to say. There's like no beating around the bush. That's why I love it. So you have Temperance card, Major Arcana card from the tarot, beautiful. You also had the Hierophant, and you have the Page of Cups, beautiful. Okay, so why people love you? The first card that jumped out is Temperance, and Temperance really is a card linked to spirituality, to our guides. As you can see here, it's an angel. So we have this idea of, in the in the major arcana card of the tarot, temperance represents our ability to connect with the higher realms, with the universe, with things that are beyond ourselves, and our ability to pull that knowledge, especially with the Hierophant, which is also a very spiritual, divinely guided card. He is the Pope. He represents the person that can download information from the divine to share it with others. So remember when I said that some of you, whatever you are learning and whatever you're like, when you're walking your shadow path, and by shadow I mean that in a good way, right? Don't be scared. It means that you are learning all parts of yourself, even the thing that most people would tend to veer away from. You're actually trying to look at yourself entirely, and by doing that, remember I said that some of you might end up coaching others or helping others heal or helping others understand things about themselves. With those two cards, it's very much a reinforcement of that. So why people love you, part of it already is because you have the ability to help other people see what is true. You're like you're a mirror to them, but in a way that makes them evolve, in a way that helps them become better people. So people might love you because you give very good advice, because you are very calm. Also with the temperance, we have this idea of someone who's very calm. You're not the kind of person that's going to go into drama, that's going to shout, that's going to make people feel like they never know who they're going to get today, because you're very leveled, balanced. It's this idea of someone who is very calm, collected, peaceful. There's this peaceful energy that people are attracted to because it's nice. We live in a crazy world where a lot of people are going through so much, and there's a lot of people who also because of all the kind of noise and activity and hustle and bustle that's going on, and like all the information we're getting, some people have the tendency to go like their mood just changes so much, and they can't find their center, and they're very chaotic, and just too much like movement, and just can't sit still, can't find their center. This is the opposite of you, my pile number 2. You're very good at centering, grounding, being almost like a guiding light and a grounding kind of presence for the people around you. When you're with them, they feel like they can breathe, they feel like they can feel collected and calm, and they feel like they can feel they just feel comfortable, in the sense that you have this very earthy, grounding energy. So definitely I'm getting earth vibes as well. So all my Virgos, all my Capricorns, but also I was saying Pisces earlier. So, and with this Page of Cups as well, why people love you is also because you have this ability to to be very imaginative and to be very creative. We're reinforcing this creativity here. So people love you because you're very good at looking at things a different way, at imagining new things, at kind of like being very optimistic as well, in a sense. The Page of Cup is like very innocent energy, someone who's gonna look at the world through more like rose-colored glasses, but not in a way that they're naive, more in the way that they want to believe the best out of people. So maybe part of why people love you is your ability to just make them feel generally good about themselves. But more so, we have the idea of people are attracted to you, people love you because you almost act like a guide. This is what I'm getting with the Hierophant and the Temperance. You act like a guide. You're this like this idea of like a guiding what are they called, lighthouses in the storm. When people feel like they don't know who to turn to, you're always the person that comes up, whether it's in your family, your colleagues, or your friends. You're the person that people can turn to as a guide, because they know that, one, you won't judge them, two, they know that you have the experience, the knowledge, and the intuitive way, remember, with this destiny, to help them advance, to help them evolve. And there's this really beautiful spiritual kind of energy around you that allows you to be a channel or a guide. So some of you might already, having developed some kind of clairaudience, and you're able to get some messages for others. Maybe some of you even use cards and things like that to get messages. But I'm definitely sensing this grounding, beautiful, calm, centered energy that makes people gravitate around you because they know that you're not gonna be the one that's gonna make them feel even more stressed, even more angry, or anything like that. On the contrary, you can help them solve their problem, you can help them feel at ease, and you can help them heal themselves the way that you are healing yourself as well. So now let's have a look at something you need to be more proud of that you might not know about. So all of this might not really be something you even knew, that your inner strengths, what made you amazing, but we're going to look now, what is the archetype that you're embodying, a part of you that you need to be more proud of, that actually is something you should be celebrating. And let's have a look. And we have the guide. See? I said it. We had the Hierophant, Temperance. That's exactly it, the guide. So my pile number 2, you need not doubt your ability to be to show the way, to guide the way, by healing yourself, by being 100% yourself, by getting to know yourself and embracing who you are and loving all parts of you, whether there's a light parts or the shadow parts, even though I don't really like to say that because it's a bit too binary, but you know what I mean. By embracing all the parts of you, you are allowing other people to follow in your footsteps in the way that is natural. You don't have to force it. And with this guide here, we really have this energy of what you need to be more proud of is your ability to walk paths that other people maybe have not walked before. You're like the pioneer, you're the trailblazer, but not done in a forceful way. You are just curious, you're an explorer, you're an adventurer. Your soul is an adventurer soul, it's an explorer soul, and by exploring different paths, whether that is internally or externally, whether it is from the internal emotional spiritual work you're doing or through the creative, birthing new things into the world kind of work that you're doing, it is helping others follow in your footsteps, it is helping others be guided, and you are helping others by living by example almost. So it's definitely something you need to be more proud of. We'll pull one more card to wrap up the reading to get a last message around this guide archetype. And we have the Five of Swords. Yeah, so what I'm hearing here with this Five of Swords is to say, don't pay too much attention to what other people are doing. Don't compare yourself to others. If you feel like you're behind, behind with like what others are doing, and by that I mean compared to the like structures and like limitation that society has imposed on us. If you feel like somehow in your life you're feeling behind, you're feeling like you're not as caught up in life as other people might be, you need to stop that right now because you're on your own path. So with this Five of Swords and the guide here, what I'm hearing for you as a last message is to say, don't pay too much attention to what others are doing. You're on your own path, everything is working in divine timing, and actually maybe your path is taking longer than others, but actually it's very powerful, and what you're gonna birth, what you're gonna create, it's gonna change lives. It's gonna be actually changing other people's life. It's gonna make their lives better. It's gonna have an impact. We're talking destiny here, so it's huge impact. So don't pay too much attention on what's going around you. Focus on yourself, focus on your path, and on by doing that, it's gonna be like a little, when you throw a stone in the lake, it's gonna be the ripple effect. By doing that yourself, it will affect others, and you will positively impact the rest of the world anyway. So for now, tune out your inner saboteur, and also tune out the potential negative mental talk that you're telling yourself of, am I behind, but those other people are more successful, or they already have this, etc., etc., because it will happen for you just in divine timing, okay? So this is all I'm seeing for my pile number 2. If you enjoyed this reading, don't hesitate to give it a like, to subscribe to my channel for more content, and let me know in the comments if this message resonated. And until my next video, I am sending you lots and lots of good vibes, and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye! Hello my pile number 3 and welcome to your reading. So if you chose the amethyst or pile number 3, this is going to be the reading for you. And as I mentioned in the introduction, today we're going to be looking at what makes you special, what makes you amazing, what is unique about you. So we'll start with those 3 cards first and then we'll pull some tarot cards. We'll look at that later. And first off, we're going to be looking at what is unique about you. So let's have a look. We have prestige, force, which is strength, and courage. This is a French deck. If you couldn't tell from the very heavy accent, I am French, but I'll translate them for you. And luckily some of those words are the same in French and in English. So we have courage, force, which is strength, and we have prestige, which is prestige in English too. So, wow. Okay, you, my pile number 3, you don't play about. There is a true warrior-like, powerful, strong energy about you. You can move mountains, my pile number 3. What makes you unique? We have strength and courage. Already those two together, they give this archetype of being very powerful, being very resilient, of if you have something in your mind, you can make it happen. No blocks, no walls, no challenges will stand in your way. And this is something you might not even be aware of. Maybe you don't even realize how strong you are, but there is really this ability. You have a lot of inner resources, you have a lot of inner strength, and you have a lot of resilience. That means that where most people would give up, you have this ability to keep going and going until you get to where you want to go. You, my pile number 3, are very strong in the sense of nothing can stand in your way if you put your mind to it. You don't give up easily, and you know that if something is meant for you, you can get it. And if you don't know that, you should, because we have prestige, strength, and courage. With this prestige card here, and you know, we really get this sense of there's a certain charisma around you. You definitely have this certain aura that makes people feel attracted to you. Maybe you're giving confident vibes. Maybe you're feeling quite you're giving those vibes of someone who's confident, who's feeling good about themselves, and who's not shy to speak up, to tell them, to say how they feel, and to take some type of position in a good way. And that again might be not something you realize. Maybe in yourself you're feeling quite that shy, that you have low self-esteem, etc. But that's not what other people see. With this prestige card, they see someone who's very strong, they see someone who's very powerful, who can get stuff done, and who's like, I'm getting leader vibes as well. You definitely could be working in management, in like leading a team. Maybe you know, you're some kind of you're some kind of manager or something like that, or maybe you even have your own business in your career, or it's something that appeals to you. But there is this idea of leading energy, and also really very much this endurance. So whatever you guys have gone through in your life, whatever has happened, it might have been quite difficult to get you to the point where you have so much strength and so much courage, but it is a universe way of you know, making you use those gifts, so that by you know, using that inner strength, using that inner power, you can get to where you want to be, because you've already, I feel like what I'm seeing is like this person, you know, in the comics, someone with like super speed, they will run fast and get to the wall, and the wall will just like smash, and you'll still see the shape of the superhero that went through it, because it just went so fast that the wall is still standing, but the shape of them is like gone through. This is what I'm seeing for you guys. You have this ability to get through anything because you have this super speed, super power, inner strength, resilience. So wherever you work, whatever field you're working, I can sense you're very good at it. You guys are very intelligent, or you're very good in the, if you're working in some kind of manual work, you're very good at it. You definitely are you know, this is like top of the class kind of energy. People who are used to being the best, people who are used to arriving top of everything, or if you are doing sports, maybe some of you are competitive and you like to win, or you're good at winning things, and again, if it's something that you're not fully aware of, it's definitely something that is dormant in you. This kind of ability to win, this ability to get through anything, whether it's in sports, your work, the projects, the challenges you get yourself. Nothing can stand in your way. Whatever you put your mind to it, you can make it happen. And whereas for a lot of other people, they might give up, this is not the kind of person you are. And with that strength, you can get through anything, and you can make a lot of things happen and work in your favor. So that's an amazing already quality that you can pull strength from my pile number 3. Now we're going to be looking, using the Aquarian tarot, at why people love you. Now that we have a little bit more of an idea of what makes you unique, why do people love you, why are they attracted to you? And like I said, we're going to use the Aquarian tarot because this is like a 70s deck. It's like very classic, ride or die kind of deck. It's been around for a long time, and it just speaks very easily. So I felt like using this one today. There we go. See, we already got jumpers. The Devil, okay. 2 of Cups, yeah. Why people love you. We'll pull more and more. See if another one wants to come out. Yep, I knew it. And 6 of Swords, okay. So we have why people love you, the Devil, 2 of Cups, and 6 of Swords. So don't be afraid of the Devil. The Devil doesn't mean anything like satanic or anything like that. It's just an archetype. And really, because we're looking at why people love you, my pile number 3, with this 2 of Cups and the Devil, already I can sense that people love you because you make people feel good in a way that is like, you know how to have fun, you know how to have adventures, you know how to be partying, having a good time, making people feel like they can socialize around you, they can let their loose. You like to have a good time, you like to go on adventures, you like to, maybe some of you like to dance or to party, so maybe some of you like to just have a lot of people over for dinner, you like to cook for them and make people feel good. Whatever it is, there's this energy that around you people can have fun, they can let loose, they can have a good time, right? And just show a little bit of their wild side, because you won't judge them, and because you have a lot of I'm getting extroverted vibe, some like strong, like the kind of people that are gonna be taking things in charge in your group of friends. You're definitely like the kind of people who will suggest the stuff to do. You're the one that's like the organizer. I don't know, let's go paintballing, or today let's go for a hike, or today let's go for whatever it is, come to my house, I'll make you dinner. Like, you're the initiator, you are the starter, you're the person that likes to be surrounded by people. Like, you're not afraid to make plans, offer things, and help people have a good time. So I'm definitely getting this sense of, with this 2 of Cups and the Devil, that you are very good at making people feel like good and making people have a nice time around you. Even if it's something you're not aware of, you're definitely very good at socializing. And it's this, like, even if it's something you might not realize because internally you feel like you're shy or anything like that, people around you actually like to be around you because they have you're giving off this very like socializing vibe, and helping people feel like they can let their hair loose around you, and also helping people feel like, yeah, they can have fun, they can feel good, they can just have a good time, they can forget about their worries a little bit with you. I feel like if people come to you when they need to be cheered up, because you always have an idea of something new to do. Also, I get this strong sense that you are not scared of trying new things. Maybe you're very into like some sports that are very unique, or you're very adventurous, you like to do like crazy things, like I don't know, jumping out of planes or doing like bungee jumping or all of that. For part of you anyway, for part of the ones watching you, this could be my like kind of, you know, outdoorsy people who love to go and do crazy stuff, and that in turns is like making people love you because around you they have this thrill of adventure, of like newness, of excitement. So that's for some of you anyway. For the other people watching my reading, why people love you is also very deeply rooted in the fact that you don't judge people and you can reflect to them, be there for them, be a good friend for them, be a good partner for them, be a good son, daughter, father, child, whatever it is, to other people without them feeling like they are you know, feeling judged, without them feeling like they are being put in some kind of boxes, and you let people be themselves without trying to change them. And that's a beautiful quality. So many people live this life trying to change others, trying to tell people what to do, trying to tell others, well, you should do more this, you should do more that. This is not you, my pile number 3. You, even though you're very strong internally, you have a lot of strength, you don't use that strength to impose your will onto others. On the contrary, there is this kind of like inner soft side inside you that actually helps others be themselves around you without feeling like you will be judging them or hurting their feeling or trying to change them. You accept people for who they are, and that's a beautiful quality. For the 6 of Swords, why people love you as well, it's this idea that with you, you know, we see this person departing from agitated waters into calm waters. So that's, like I was saying, around you people feel like they can forget about their worries, forget about their shit times and their sadness and their worries. They can just have a good time. They can just you know, forget about their problems for a while. You help them think about something else. You help them have a, you know, have new experiences. You help people maybe get outside of their comfort zone in a good way by offering them to do new activities and proposing new things and getting them to restaurants they've never heard of, or helping your family think differently, not in a way again that you're imposing, but in the way that you are, by you incarnating and embodying this kind of quality, it is helping others move away from a certain status quo into new waters. So maybe there is, for some of you, this idea that you are helping people's mentality evolve. So some of you might be born into quite strict or, you know, old, outdated kind of well, how can I say that? Families that are quite strict, and families that had some kind of outdated views of the world, and because of who you are, of what you're doing, of how you're behaving in life, you're helping your family, your friends, your colleagues move away from outdated views of the world, from closed-minded views of the world, into more open-minded, modern, embracing all people, being a lot more collective kind of view. So I sense that for some of you there's this ability to help others think about, you know, evolve, be more like modern, think about more matters of the world that are less outdated, and think more about being about diversity, about the collective, embracing everyone for who they are, regardless of their religion, regardless of their sexuality, regardless of their beliefs. And you helping people feel comfortable because you're very comfortable with embracing people for who they are, and by doing that you're helping others who are more close-minded open their eyes and you know, embrace this like collective energy of embracing everyone, all their qualities and all their beliefs, regardless, no discrimination. This is what I'm getting. You're helping people move away from discrimination as well. Okay, very particular reading, but that needed to come out for some of you, so let me know. So it might be something you're doing in your job or anything like that, but let me know in the comment below if that resonates. Okay, so now we're gonna be looking at what do you need to be more proud of, my pile number 3. What is this archetype that you're embodying right now? Maybe something you don't even know about that you need to be more proud of, that you need to cherish because it's actually a hidden strength. And we're going to look at this card and we'll pull a tarot card. So we have the Actress. Beautiful. So the Actress is an archetype that at first you think, well, it's someone who's playing roles. So already I can sense that you have a strong ability to be a chameleon in the world. You can adapt to many situations, and it's because of this inner strength, prestige, and courage that you have that you can easily adapt to any situation. You can talk to anyone. You can be put in any kind of situation, whether you're aware of or not, with any type of people, and people will like you, people will warm to you, people will talk to you because you have this ability to adapt. And what is hidden behind the Actress? It's not just someone who can put on many roles, because this is definitely not what I'm getting. You're not fake kind of people, you're very authentic, my pile number 3. But why can you adapt so well to everyone and to all sorts of different situations, and why does it come naturally for you, is because it lies from this ability to embrace everyone as they are, to not discriminate, and to be very open-minded, to be very forward-thinking. I'm getting a lot of Aquarius energy for my pile number 3, so maybe you have a lot of Aquarius in your charts. You know, this kind of like, already people live in 2021, you're already in 2031 almost. You're already like, you've embraced a lot of the changes, the newness, and you're already acting as if it's part of your normal life. And it's a true asset with this Actress here to be able to adapt to anything, any situation, because you are, one, comfortable in who you are. You have this inner strength and inner courage from what you've gone through that allows you to get through anything. And two, you have this prestige, this aura, this charisma that is also helping people to, you know, by you embodying those new kind of modern, like open-minded aspects of life, it's helping people be comfortable around you no matter where they come from, no matter how old they are, etc., etc. So we'll pull one more around the Actress about, you know, what you need to be more proud of. And we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so with this Knight of Swords, it's saying that to reinforce this idea of what you need to be more proud of is also relies on your ability to think clearly, on your logical abilities, your intellect, your way of communication. So something you may not be aware of is actually you have very great communication skills. You have you're very intelligent. You have this ability to speak clearly, to solve problems that other people might not be able to solve. There's this kind of like very powerful, going for it, clear cut, I know what I want, I know how to get there, I know how to explain it to people, and this is how it's going to be done way about you, that, like I was saying in the beginning, can get through anything without it even being hard for you. Like, you know, for some people, going through some stuff might require so much energy, and they'll have to make huge plans, and they'll have to think about it, and they'll have to figure out how am I going to get through it. Whereas for you, it's like, here's a wall, I know how to get through it, I'm gonna do it this way, bam, it's done, next. So huge potential for getting through anything you want, for achieving your goals, for moving mountains for my pile number 3. I hope you're aware of that, I hope you're celebrating that, and I hope you will also embrace your ability to adapt, your ability to help people feel like, you know, comfortable around you, because it's also a huge asset. And with that, you can become, you know, bosses, big bosses. So definitely with the winners, this is a winner's pile, you know, the kind of pile, the pile where the people are just, you can win whatever you're putting your mind set to, you can be, you know, the boss. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, my pile number 3. If you did, don't hesitate to leave me a like, let me know in the comments if the message resonated, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as there's gonna be plenty more content where this came from. In the meantime, I am sending you lots of good vibes, and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye!